Hello family and welcome to another practice with me video. I'm in a new space, so I'm kind of getting used to it because I'm in my winter home for this year and it's a lot different from my other home. But the show must go on. So today I don't have any like fancy, anything in terms of props or things like that. I've been working a lot today, so a lot of forward motion and my shoulders are really tight. So I thought I would do a standing shoulder practice. So join me. You don't even take off your shoes. So I'm going to just be doing a standing practice and make sure you can see me. This is like that raw footage I'm talking about. Like these are not the videos if you're looking for the perfect edited videos. This is not that because this is a real practice with a real person. So I think that works. So I'm just going to come to stand, my feet about hips width apart. I'll start by, because I'm just like, ah, you might be too. So I'm going to start with taking a deep breath. And then roll shoulders up to the ears and down, around and back. I'm really focusing on the backward movement of this because, like, again, if you're anything like me, working at your desk, looking at the computer, everything is folded forward or crunched forward. So really trying to undo that a little bit. So a little bit of yoga therapy. Now I'm standing in mountain pose. Even though I have socks on, I'm lifting my toes and trying to feel through the four corners of my feet. I recommend you do the same. Even if you have shoes on, get used to that. Try to balance between the four corners. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, so elbows pushing back. And maybe adding some breath. Inhale as the shoulders come up and exhale as they roll down and round and back. Then I'm gonna start to bring a little bit of focus into my lower ribs. I'm going to let them knit in a little bit just to stabilize the spine. And pull the lower belly, the space below the navel, up and in just a tad, just to support the spine. And now I'm going to take one shoulder and make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to stand forward because there's a desk behind me. So just moving it back. My knees are buoyant, but I'm still pulling up through the front thigh muscles and then kind of rooting down through the back thigh muscles. I'm focusing on the back movement. If you feel like you need to go the other way as well, go ahead. I'm going back because I feel like I've had enough forward movement. So I'm trying to balance that out. And now the other arm. Again, at any time you can pause the video and go forward if you feel like you need to balance that way. But like I said, for me, I need to focus on that opening. So really feeling that whole shoulder blade move up and down. Beautiful. Taking a deep breath, really rolling the shoulders up, down and around, and then opening through the front of the chest and sliding the shoulder blades down and slightly in toward each other while focusing on softening the frontal ribs in, like in and slightly down. And just kind of feel that. I'm gonna move my neck a little bit as well because that feels like it would be a good idea. Nice. Now I've been sitting like a lot in just sitting so that my hips are more neutral and I feel like I want to externally rotate. So I'm walking my feet apart, not as wide as I would say a warrior pose, but heels in, toes out slightly. You decide what that is for you. If you're starting to feel any strain in the inner knees, you might want to make that not as turned out, but maybe more in instead of so far out. I'm going to come into goddess pose. So lifting through the pit of the belly, let the tailbone descend and then bend the knees. And I'm going to try to take my outer knees to the wall behind me. And that feels good, so I'm gonna rock a little bit back and forth. Now, if I look down, I should see the tips of my toes. I don't want my knees going out beyond the toes. It's not really like a deep plie position. And sort of feeling centered here and grounding down. That feels really good to externally rotate, guys. I don't know about you. So again, tailbone just is kind of moving down because the pit of the belly is moving up. Again, soften the ribs down and in, goalpost arms. So trying to make this shape of a goalpost, spreading the fingers, shine the fingers forward. And I'm just gonna do a little pulse up and down. Bring a little bit of life to the leg, still breathing. Now, if you want to hold this still, go ahead. Dropping the shoulders. And I'm going to stay right here. And I'm going to move in a little cat-cow here. So just my spine is going to move here and my arms. I'm going to round in and draw the elbows toward each other and then open. So this will be an exhale. And then inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Nice, couple more times. Exhale. So right between the shoulder blades, it feels really good. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. This is too much in goddess pose. Straighten your legs. This is what I need right now. Exhale and inhale, and arms reach and straighten the legs, hands on hips. And then to release, I lift the toes and just pivot on the heels. So that, just one at a time, so that my toes are pointing more forward. And that feels good. So I'm gonna put my hands on my hips and just do a big hula hoop here. Just because it feels good. Not really yoga per se, but it is mindfulness, right? It's paying attention and doing something on purpose and going the other way. Coming into mountain pose, toes forward. Feet aren't all the way together, but if you want to do that, go ahead. So lifting the toes, thinking about lifting the front thigh muscles, lifting the pit of the belly a little bit so that the back softens and the tailbone descends. Soften the front ribs in, draw the arms down, but from the shoulder joint, roll the upper arms forward so the palms shine forward. And then drop in, like hugging the shoulder blades into the center. Yes. Taking a little side bend, my right arm, it's my right, maybe it's your left, reaches up. And then again, holding on to the center, just a side bend up and over. Now you can look forward, down, or think about just rotating from your collarbones up, not whole twisting upward. You still want the heart to shine forward mostly, and maybe looking up at the elbow crease. Keep the back of the neck long though. And lift and go the other way, extend and side bend. So I'm trying not to pull forward here. And then do what your neck likes, looking forward, down, or up. But let the collarbones kind of rotate with you. Really pressing down through both feet, especially now my left, because the weight is shifting to the right. And firm the belly and lift. Now I'm going to do a little bit more, I guess, intense. I'm going to grab onto my right wrist with the left arm, left hand. Now, lengthen and exhale. Now, if this is too much, go back to the first version. Make sure you can find your breath. Jaw nice and loose. And up and then switching, extend, and up and over. It helps me to tone my head here. Keep the breath flowing. Lift and release. Back to that open palm mountain pose. It feels better already. I'm gonna do a little elephant. I call it elephant. I'm not really sure what it's called in yoga, but I'm just gonna go and I'm releasing my foot, the heel. So if I twist to the right, I release my left heel. Just kind of let that flow a little. Oh, that feels really good. Little rotation of the spine. And calming center. Bring the arms up and overhead. Maybe gaze up a little. Exhale the hands to heart. Just inwardly express some gratitude. Hmm. Make your yoga practice work for you. So if 10 minutes is what works, do 10 minutes. If 90 minutes is what works, do 90. But whatever you do, have a steady practice. It's all about the practice. And this ends this little mini practice for today. So thank you so much for joining me in my new spot, which is not like perfect, but I can't find another spot in the house. It doesn't have a basement or anything, but we're going to work with what is because that's what you do in yoga, right? You work with what is. So thank you so much for joining. Please like, share, subscribe, like all the things, and I will see you soon. Have a fabulous day or night. Peace.